Guns N' Roses last night performed a new song as part of their 5-year-long Not in This Lifetime tour. It would mark the first time the band's performed a new song that wasn't a cover. The song's name is Absurd, and it showed up on a leaked setlist earlier this week and left many people scratching their heads. Was this a brand new song that the Reunited lineup wrote, or was it one of those leftover songs from the Chinese democracy years? Stay tuned for the full story. Guns N' Roses have been off the road for the last year and a half due to the global situation, and I've been fortunate enough to see them 3 times on the Not in This Lifetime tour, twice in 2017 and most recently in Vegas in late 2019. I think one of my biggest criticisms against the band is that they rarely change their set lists and they never play new material, but that finally changed last night after 5 long years in Boston at Fenway Park. During the band's set, Rolling Stone would report last night that ahead of playing their new song, Rose would tell the crowd, "Some of you might have heard this under another name, but this is really kind of absurd to try this." The lyrics are full of vulgarity, with Rose ending the song last night telling the audience, "See, I never run out of love songs. That was fun, so you heard it here first, a new Guns N' Roses song," he'd say. So what's the history behind the track? Well, it used to go by another name, Silkworms, and the song was performed live for the first time at a New Year's Eve show in Vegas in 2001 at the House of Blues. It's been played live a total of 4 times in the past 2 decades, and during the early 2000s, Rose was the only member of the classic lineup of Guns N' Roses still in the band, and their long-awaited album Chinese Democracy wouldn't come out for another 7 years. The song was never included on the album and was one of many songs left on the cutting room floor. The track would be written by keyboardist Dizzy Reed and Chris Pittman, and Pittman would reveal in a 2008 interview. It ended up being this incredible track that sounded like Guns N' Roses 10 or 15 years in the future. It was so far removed from our other songs that we had to put it in this other place. Concept-wise, it didn't fit with Chinese Democracy. We hope we will have other songs that match that kind of futuristic sound. It's really an exciting track because it morphs into this crazy sound, but it was out so much in the other direction that we have to let time catch up with it, he'd say. Keyboardist Dizzy Reed, meanwhile, would say in a 2006 interview, "It was passed back and forth on our computers. You know, we do a lot of work now on computers, we pass it back and forth, and I had a couple riffs, so yeah, it kind of went away," he'd say. In the 2008 fan chat that Rose gave online, he seemed to indicate that the song had been altered since its live debut, revealing it has a lot of guitars, lots of drums, and the chorus is gone. Since Rose's reunion with Slash and Duff McKagan in 2016, it's been long rumored that Guns N' Roses are working on a follow-up to their 2008 album Chinese Democracy, but the members themselves have been pretty vague about what's been going on behind the scenes. Slash has stated in numerous interviews that he has been jamming with Rose and McKagan on what he calls new Guns N' Roses material, and that we could see it as early as 2021. One of the writers of the new track Absurd, Chris Pittman, would be fired from the band in 2016, just ahead of the reunion, for drunk tweeting disparaging remarks about the group's Not in This Lifetime tour, calling it, and I quote, "a money grab and a nostalgia tour." He would end up being replaced by keyboardist Melissa Reese, and Pittman would end up suing Rose over unpaid work and eventually settling out of court. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe. We'll see you again on Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.